Coming up today on Studio 13 Live, Jody and Bender from Mornings on 95.7 The Jet are here in studio to co-host the show with us. We're talking about couples not sharing beds, 4-day work weeks, and the rise of de-influencing. Plus,
I think that's really one of the main things this film is about. Good people who have fallen down and are doing their very best to stand back up.
Zach Braff is here in studio to talk about the new film he wrote, produced, and directed called A Good Person, and we'll chat about this unflinching portrayal of grief and addiction. And Seattle's knee-high stocking company is here to make some cocktails, including a fancy rye whiskey drink. Then Ryan Ralston Culinary Creations is here to make some Southwestern beef sliders and some veggie burgers. Studio 13 Live starts right now.
I wanna see you smile, take you another mile. Don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait today.
Hello, and welcome. I'm Mireya Garcia.
I'm Carly Henderson, and we have a very packed show for you today, but we could not do it without our very own besties, Jody and Bender from Mornings on 95.7 The Jet.
We're back.
Good morning.
Yes, and we actually
Good
just
afternoon.
got back from co-hosting on their show. I think our couch is more comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
Very comfortable.
But your studio is like slick
Beautiful,
and
yeah.
fancy. It's
Yeah.
like so cool.
And we could wear sweatpants, which is very nice.
I was indeed wearing sweatpants
You
right
knew it.
before this.
State-of-the-art facilities. You guys showed up, and by co-hosting, what Carly and Mireya actually mean is melting down one of our
Full
marquee
meltdown.
features.
It's true. We played a little Puget Sound showdown, and they didn't like our questions that we asked too.
Now, we
Bender
mean
said-
the listeners didn't care for
That's
that.
correct.
Right.
Yes.
But I thought it was brilliant because what we did was, and if you were listening to the show this morning, and of course you were, and if you're wondering why the questions were a little, I don't want to say odd, but the questions were a
More
little
obscure than we usually
Sure.
have. Yeah.
It was because Carly and Mireya wrote the questions.
Right.
Yeah.
They actually asked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their
In all
own game.
fairness, they said, "Do you want to give us the question?" We're like,
Yeah.
"No.
No, you do it."
You're asking
Yeah.
them. I want really no responsibility."
That's
And
what
the
it
thing
was.
is, we were asking like music artist questions, pop culture questions. That's if you're
Local
on a radio
politics.
station where
Yeah.
you play music, but people lost it.
Right.
So,
They would just, because the reigning champion got the boot because nobody was answering questions properly. And the way we have it set up on the show is that if neither contestant or champion can answer the question, Jody and I get a shot at it.
Yeah.
If we get the questions right before they do,
yeah.
then
I won. What can
everybody's
I say?
out. Jody wins.
So I
People
won.
freaked out. People wanted to know if Carly and Mireya were coming back because they liked them better than Jody and I. It was just
That's not true.
It was very sweet. It
was fun.
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
yeah,
there.
you're going to have to
Yeah.
come back because, well, the reputation is going to require
No
that
kidding.
you guys come
I'm going to
back.
ask even
Return.
weirder
Dare
questions.
I say make the questions easier?
No, harder, worse.
Yeah.
Are they saying that our questions are like we dumb it
We
down?
would
normally?
never.
Maybe.
We'll
We
just
would
have
never.
to give you some specific topics like
Okay.
geography and local politics, that kind of
Okay.
stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like the
Some
capital.
people didn't
ask
know
one of
who the
those.
mayor of Seattle was.
Right. I
That's all
mean,
I'm
What's the
saying.
capital of Washington?
Olympia.
Carly. No, I want to Carly. See that look on Carly's face. Carly actually
We are
looked
not
like
flipping this
Dear
around
Connie
again.
Headlines.
Don't you
We are
dare.
not flipping this around.
We're not. We're not.
Okay, let's get to some music news, though.
Yes.
Something we're all into here.
Yeah.
Legendary indie band The Cure announced a North American tour last week, taking place this year. Ticketmaster verified fans were able to start buying tickets this week. The band purposely set prices to be affordable, but then the fees made their way to the table. So you see here, 4 tickets cost $80, but then Ticketmaster does what Ticketmaster does, and they added fees. The fees alone cost $92, more than the tickets. To be fair, $40 are for facility charges. Okay. Regardless, people online are outraged by the high fees, saying that it defeats the purpose when artists intentionally set low prices. They are out of control here.
I love that The Cure did this, actually. I thought this was so smart and
Yeah.
so transparent. It's like Thank you for finally showing exactly why this happens every time and exactly why people are mad. Now you can see this is how it happens.
Yeah.
I mean, leave it to Robert Smith of The Cure to fix this whole thing.
But everybody does it. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Everybody's been doing it since freaking Pearl Jam in the early 90s, where everybody's like, okay, we're finally going to get somewhere because we have high-profile acts all going to go down and we're going to burn down the establishment. And what happens? Nothing changes.
I feel bad for the artists. They want to sell tickets. They want to come out and play. And they don't want to charge their fans, you know, twice on top of what the ticket
is
price should
worth.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You kind of wish, though, that it was all 100% transparent because, and look, I don't mean to be the Debbie Downer for the artists, but you know the Ticketmaster's sitting there going, we got receipts that show that you guys are in cahoots with us. You guys signed off on this. And I'm not saying all the artists
I don't
or any
believe that.
artists.
I disagree
but
with you.
Then they have the artists come through and say, look, we're not doing anything. It's all Ticketmaster. Well, somebody's got to get to the root of this to find out exactly what's going on every time, whether it's a big artist or an artist on the way up or an artist on the way down. Somebody's got to get to the root of this.
I hope it happens.
Yeah,
Because
we'll see.
$20 would be really cheap to see an artist like The Cure.
Yeah.
That would be a dream come true. But,
But you
not
won't
gonna
get it.
happen if you have to buy it through Ticketmaster.
You won't get it. All right, now I want to talk about a job that we might all be familiar with at this point, but we certainly didn't think would ever be an actual job. I'm talking about being an influencer. Are we familiar with that as a job?
Sure.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So basically, it's having a large following on social media, talking about the products that you like, which of course influences people to buy them. Sometimes they're paid ads, sometimes they're not. And you know, I have certainly been influenced for sure. Perhaps the dumbest thing I've ever bought was a do-it-yourself eyelash perm.
Oh, no.
Yes,
I'm sorry?
girl.
Eyelash perm?
You can still see?
Yeah, I can still see. Now, this was years ago, but I did it. It sort of worked. It was wonky, but then I went to a professional, and she said that I'd burned all the tips of my eyelashes.
What's an eyelash perm?
So it's called an eyelash lift. It's for us sad girls that have eyelashes that point down, and it curls them. What are you doing looking at her?
Well, because I've
He's
never
looking at
seen
the
an
wrong
eyelash
place,
that pointed down, so I just wanted to see if
Just straight lashes.
Maybe mine do.
Straight lashes, too.
They don't. They don't.
Do they?
No.
Very good. I
You're
don't need an eyelash
beautifully
perm.
curl up. I do, and I tried to do it myself to save a few dollars. Don't.
Yeah.
You know, don't. But have y'all ever bought anything weird because of influencers?
Yeah, I bought, it's called like the Bondi Boost, like curler waver thing.
Oh,
I think,
yes,
I saw it because it was cool because you could see how it worked. No, I would be scared to do something that involved chemicals here.
permanent.
But I bought that and I'm really happy with it.
What about you?
My wife, Rachel, just bought it was supposed to be a pet fur, it looks like,
Like a
rake.
vacuum?
But
Oh,
I
for
saw
like,
that.
but for like carpet.
They do it on the carpet, and
Right.
it looks so
I have one of
satisfying.
Yeah.
We have one too.
Yes, I have one too.
It showed up at the house yesterday. We put it together. We used it. It snapped.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So I may not be the influencer, but I'm telling you right now, don't buy that piece of crap because it doesn't work. I'm still confused, though, by the way. When you say that your eyelash is pointed down, like
No, so when I
Could you
perm
not?
them, they're straight, and when I perm them, they curl up, so I don't
Right.
have to use an eyelash curler.
Right.
So they curl up
what's the difference between an
semi-permanently.
eyelash curler and one that perms?
You don't have to curl it every day.
Yeah.
It's just,
Okay.
then it
They
just
just
stays
stay
that way.
pretty and curled.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, look, the point here is that what Bender's doing is what's popular now.
Right.
De-influencing. That's what's growing in popularity. So it actually popped up on TikTok, and there are just a bunch of news articles about this new de-influencing trend where they tell you what not to buy or what to buy that is cheaper and works exactly the same, you know, dupes of more expensive items. And it's great to openly talk about like what didn't work for you or how to spend your money wisely or how to be frugal and making that cool. But at the end of the day, I think that's just influencing still.
Yeah, that's what Bethany Frankel does. You're familiar with her.
Yes,
She is on
yes.
Instagram every day with cosmetics that she bought at Rite Aid, trying to show you what you can buy for $10 that's just as good as what they're trying to sell you for $150, and people love it.
They do.
Yeah, because it's at a more affordable price point. I like those videos where they tell you the dupes and how to get things. I will say they're not always that accurate though, because I love like a Lululemon legging, but they're really expensive. It's like almost $100 for a pair of workout pants.
Yeah.
So I went and bought the Amazon ones, and everyone was saying they're just like the Lululemon. They're not the
They're
same
not
at all.
just
But
like
it's
'em.
worth a try because it's like $20 versus $90 or $100.
Every once in a while you find something that is really extra special, and then you stick with that brand.
Yeah.
Right?
All right, so it might seem out of the norm, but sleeping in separate bedrooms is more common in relationships than you might think. According to the New York Times, 1 in 5 couples sleep apart. Some reasons are you need your own space. Others wanting to not be disturbed by your partner's habits, like snoring, stealing the blankets. But despite sleeping in separate beds, more than 2 in 5 say they still want quality time before bed. So. I will tell you that my wife and I, for the last several months, we do sleep in separate beds. She says it's because of the dog. We've got a 200-pound Great Dane. He's old, doesn't want to climb stairs anymore, so Rachel likes to sleep downstairs with him. I think it's because of my snoring.
Right. Don't make it sound like you're suspicious. She's told you it's because of your snoring.
Always blaming the dog.
She told him, go to the doctor and see if you have sleep apnea because you're keeping me up. That's not
and I did.
Suspicious.
Yeah.
And I was told I don't.
So you're just noisy.
I'm just noisy. You don't have that problem at all.
What, snoring or sleeping with a person?
Sleeping with a person.
I never wanted to sleep with a person. I'm divorced now. Recommend it.
Look, de-influencing right there.
De-influencing marriage.
No, thank you. But yeah, well, when you have to get up super early and you're not on the same schedule with people, it makes perfect sense to not sleep in the same room, especially if you have another perfectly good guest room. Ugh, the idea of somebody else in my bed, absolutely disgusting.
I love it. All right, well, you know what? Jody and Bender are not going anywhere, okay?
Yeah, if you are a fan of restaurants with sushi conveyor belts, you might want to be careful because up next we are telling you about a disgusting trend involving them. Stick around.
Yuck. Hi, welcome back to Studio 13 Live.
The fun continues with Jody and Bender for mornings on 95.7 The Jet.
Continues.
Yeah. Now to a very divisive topic, sharing food when you don't, want to. Right? Sure. Okay.
Sure.
Do you like to try multiple things, or do you have food all to yourself? A new poll found 35% of people surveyed never share dishes at a restaurant.
What?
So do you share what's on your plate?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
this
I
is
do.
one of the main reasons for having a boyfriend.
Yeah.
To get them
Two
order
different things when you order together.
Nothing makes me madder than when my husband orders the exact same thing as me.
He's not allowed.
Oh,
Yeah.
But even with
mad.
friends, I'll definitely throw it out there.
You don't share?
Oh, I don't care.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean,
You don't want to share
Men
what
don't
he
get as
eats.
excited about food as women do, though.
I
Yeah.
guess maybe that's what it is.
Plus, he has a very limited palate, so I'll speak for you. He only likes like 4 things, right? But you know,
Chicken finger Bender, that's right.
yeah, chicken finger like pescetti and meatballs. You know?
That's right.
If you're not an adventurous palate person, then sharing foods wouldn't interest you. But I'm with you guys, like for sure. And when you go out with girlfriends, it's the best. Because
yeah.
you just order all the apps and try
Everything
a
is
bunch of different
tapas,
things.
yeah.
all I can hear in my head is Joey. Joey doesn't share
That's what I
food.
was hearing in my head too. Yeah, order fries for yourself. I guess. I will say that it's not super fun to share with a toddler because they take it all. So like little bites is cute, but when my kid wants all the French fries and doesn't want his, that gets a
Yeah,
little.
but doesn't finish them. Like they'll take some of the food, then it's covered in drool.
Lick it all.
And then
Touch
you're
it
like,
all.
oh.
Yeah, but
I
it's
don't
your
get that back.
baby's drool. That's okay.
All right.
No.
Well, police in Japan are dealing with a new kind of gross trend, and it involves sushi. They say that people are licking and touching the plates at the sushi conveyor belt restaurants. It's all part of online pranking that they're calling sushi terrorism. And before you laugh, police have actually...
You're laughing.
I'm laughing. Don't laugh because it's not funny. Police have actually made arrests, and in response, some restaurants are taking away the conveyor belts, which ruins it for everyone. Taking it a step further, other restaurants have started to install artificial intelligence-equipped cameras to watch out for the pranks. Do you guys like sushi on conveyor belts? Well, I know
I
you
do.
know.
I have nothing to worry about.
I love it
It's
too.
fun.
Yeah.
There's one in Bellevue, and it's super fun.
The one in Factoria, right?
Yeah,
There used to be one in South
So,
Center too. You pick what
man.
you want, but it always had a plastic dome over it, right?
Yes, but you have to grab the plate. So I think the disgusting we learned nothing from the last 3 years prank is that you touch
Oh yeah.
a stranger's drool, not even your baby's drool.
Man, if we can't have sushi conveyor belts, then what can we have?
All right, well, listen to this. Have you ever boozed up and then gone shopping. A new poll says that 17% of Americans admit to shopping under the influence in the last year, and the average amount of money, that they spent was a whole $309, counting every single dollar for you there. Most commonly, they purchased some shoes, clothing, food. Now, men were more likely to admit to doing this than women. Women more likely to buy some shoes, but the biggest offenders, men, more likely to buy whole cars, vehicles.
Who has that kind of money laying around?
I certainly don't.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, as the one guy, no.
No, you would never? Would you? But you might buy some nice shoes if you had a little drink.
I may have purchased these while hammered.
Really?
Well, hammered.
He doesn't drink.
I don't drink. But I will say, because you've heard stories prior to this booze theory, that people did stuff like this on Ambien.
Oh, yeah, and they don't even realize it.
Yeah.
Or they tweet on it.
Yeah.
They tweet on that's what they say.
So there was some comedian that was like, it wasn't me, it was the Ambien or something like that.
I have bought stuff that I shouldn't have been buying when sleep deprived. So not even under the influence of anything, but I get sleepy and I'm like, you know what would make me feel better? Not a nap, but this shirt.
Well, I'll admit,
I just buy food.
I'll admit
like,
that-
pizza sounds great right now.
that I once may have gone to a bottomless mimosa brunch and then maybe went to Marshall's and bought an enormous chair that I had nowhere to put. And it was supposed to be an outdoor chair, but I was just, I don't know what I was thinking. It was one of those like egg chairs. And my friend and I were hauling it out. And another person I knew in West Seattle was coming into Marshall's and she was just like, hey. And I was like, hey girl, look, I'm getting this chair. She's like, wow, you look so happy. And I was. So
I feel like
just
in your heart
recommend
you
it.
really wanted it though, right?
And
Did you regret it or no?
No, and everyone loves it. And
Yeah.
you
You
can
still
spin
have it.
around in it. Yeah.
And she, to this day, still drinks in that chair.
It's a great drinking chair.
Because nothing bugs you in the
That's
egg
right.
chair.
It's my
Yeah.
own private area.
Good memories.
It is good memory.
So she wasn't that drunk, honestly.
No,
All
never.
right.
No.
New Line Cinema's Shazam! Fury of the Gods flying into theaters on Friday.
And we here at Studio 13 Live want to give you and your family and friends a chance to see Zachary Levi and the entire Shazamily return to battle it out against the vengeful daughters of Atlas. Every day this week, we are revealing a magic keyword, unlocking your chance to win 4 passes to see the film. Are you ready?
Yes.
Say it, say it.
Today's keyword is kid. Now head over to fox13seattle.com/contest to enter with this keyword. Good luck.
All right, kid. Don't forget, it's kid. Coming up, Knee High Stocking Company giving us a look at their new drink menu.
And we will be learning how to make some fancy rye whiskey drinks. We'll be right back.
Hello, it is time for Seattle Sips, where we check out some amazing drinks in the area.
And today we are joined by Tyler Heath with Knee High Stocking Company. Welcome.
Hi.
Thanks for coming in. We got a lot of people around you here. So Knee High Stocking Company, it's in Capitol Hill. You guys have been around since 2007. Tell us all about the Speakeasy.
Sure, yeah. We are a 2007 established speakeasy. It is sister-owned by Pamela Carpio and Michelle Valco. We have Filipino/Spanish-inspired dishes, as well as craft cocktails that we work on every season.
Beautiful.
All right, so let's get started, and we'll ask questions while we work. What is this drink we're making?
This is the How to Make Friends drink. This is our take on a classic cocktail known as the Man of War. So,
How to make
Very
friends.
manly.
I'm not familiar with that cocktail.
well, normally it's made with bourbon, but we are doing a twist with rye, and then I'll make this one for Bender here.
Okay, beautiful.
This would be fantastic. I just realized I haven't eaten since 4 this morning.
I
It's
know,
gonna go-
I'm hungry.
It's
It's
gonna
gonna
go
get
right.
wild in
We'll see
here.
how the rest of the show goes.
Yeah,
This
so what are
is
we starting with?
good
Like a
for
bullet.
you.
So
Ready
we're
to
using
go.
Sazerac rye for the base, basically, and then it's basically very simple. Usually this drink is made with sweet vermouth and different types of orange curacao, but instead of doing that, I'm doing rye with Fernet.
Which Jody loves.
Yes. Fernet has good digestive properties. It's very good for you, right?
It is
Back
actually.
me up here.
I think you'll like this.
Don't
mix
just make
with
me
it.
appear to be just a morning drinker.
Exactly. And then, yeah, you just stir, and this is going to be on our 61st new spring.
Yes, you're developing your
menu.
menu for that. So talk to us about what people can expect.
Well, so Filipino-inspired foods happen to be like whatever is coming from our owners, which are basically, so we have a steak tapasami, which is our take on a Philly cheesesteak. We have lumpia, which is kind of like egg rolls.
Yes, lumpia.
Yeah.
So good.
We have vegetarian options. We offer rice bowls. We have ube bread pudding. We got like the whole thing, as well as our craft cocktails that we come up with.
So fun.
All right, I'm looking for the strainer they just had. Guess I'll just use this.
Yeah, just use that.
Yeah.
He doesn't care. He'll be all right either way.
He'll drink it
He's
just from
very
that giant.
sturdy. And if something extra gets in there, it'll be good for his immunity
good.
anyway.
Now,
That's
no,
good.
there's so much more.
Sorry, what'd you say?
I think we need, Michelle, if you're back there, we need like a close-up of Bender's eyes as he drinks this.
Oh, and he has the fancy ice.
All right, Bender, here you go.
Thank you very much. It looks wonderful.
Cheers, friends.
Cheers.
Besties, cheers.
Look at this. To the
So-
second show of the day.
Yeah,
All
here we
right.
go.
As we're cheersing this one, what is the next drink that you're going to make?
This is my take on a whiskey sour. It is called the Mermaid. It's actually my take on a Gold Rush. So it's basically an egg white sour. I have this one pre-made for two actually. And then I'm going to do this one as well.
Bender, how you doing over
You
there?
okay, buddy?
He loves the taste of alcohol.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
I'm sorry, could you hear everybody in the control room
Yes,
laughing at me?
they're howling.
Because you make a strong drink, sir. We love it. We love it. I think it's delicious, you know.
All right. And then, so yeah, this is just a dry shake for this drink. And then after that, I mix it with ice.
Does that dry shake mean no ice when you shake it?
Yeah, dry shake. So basically, to get the froth from the egg white, you have to do a dry shake to get as much as you want from that.
Ooh, very nice.
And it
Apple
has
juice.
protein, right?
Oh yeah, it's
Sure.
got a
So
little
it's
bit
like
of everything.
breakfast.
Yeah, maybe we should have started with that.
Maybe. He's passed out now. He's gone.
You still have to be able to read the prompter, okay?
It's
We'll
totally
prop you
fine.
up.
Zach's going to want to know why we're drinking, and he's not here yet. Let's do this.
Fancy.
Look at this. Look at
Fancy.
Mr. Cocktail over here. Got nothing on Tom Cruise. Come on.
Yeah.
I don't. You're right.
And now you've hurt his feelings, so that's great. Give him one sip of whiskey and he turns angry.
Oh my gosh, this is so fun.
I'm
Now,
seeing like some fire here.
What's up with the
Is
fire?
fire gonna happen?
Is Carly supposed to be holding that?
Am I supposed
She
to?
can.
we've had an incident.
It's part of some of our drinks. We do like rosemary
memories.
burns and like just kind of like specialty like flame cocktails. Stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
It's part of the show, but it also adds to the the palate of the drink.
Specialty flame cocktail.
Don't burn your hair.
So I'm gonna set these up, and we'll get this going. Pardon my reach.
And what is this now? What's the next one?
This is the Mermaid. So this is my take on a whiskey sour, but it's just a little bit more fun.
You're really good at multitasking.
Yes, as any bartender who knows what's up should be, right?
Better than Tom Cruise at multitasking.
Yeah, I get some first
Perfect.
sip.
That's
Better
what I
and
needed.
taller than Tom Cruise.
Oh yes, this is the best. I love this show.
You gotta win sometime.
We need to get t-shirts.
Four people yelling at you while you're trying to
Oh
make
wait,
drinks.
actually,
It's just like a
there's one
regular
little-
bar night.
Ooh, we need a little more splash. All right.
Splash.
Just the, what is
All
it?
right.
This
We do
is
have
Angostura.
about 40 seconds.
We got 40
so
seconds.
we're gonna
Quick, I want to
pour
drink
this.
again.
All right, check this. We're gonna go so fast right now.
So
Here he goes.
fast.
All right, here
Here he
is.
Start sipping, Bender.
Okay, that's enough.
There's yours.
Well, as he's pouring, I'll just to let you all know.
Yeah.
We
enough.
posted the drink
So
recipes
sorry
on our
that he's
website.
screaming.
Oh no, he's great.
Ooh,
Cheers.
Yeah.
How is it?
that's really good.
Oh, I can't wait to try it. I love a whiskey sour
Well, if you want to
salad.
make this at home, you can find it on
Wow.
fox13seattle.com
Oh, wow.
That's
/Studio13
really good.
live.
All right,
It's like a
coming up,
lemonade
we have
company.
Zach
Wow, that's
Braff in here
delicious.
in studio.
We're going to be chatting all about his new film, A Good Person, and Jody and Bender are sticking around. We will be right back. Woo-woo.
Hi, Dan. I'm worried about you.
I want my life back. I want my child back.
I need help. I know.
Allison, don't run away now because of me.
There are thousands of meetings. I'll find another one.
Well, somehow you found your way to this one. Come on.
All right, that is a beautiful look at the new movie coming out next week. It is a heart-wrenching look at grief and addiction.
And joining us today to discuss the film, the writer, producer, and director, Zach Braff. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you all for having me.
So excited to have you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
And now, just watching a little bit of this movie, immediately in tears. Just so beautiful and such an important story to tell. Life turned upside down, pain, suffering, and growth. So talk to us about what inspired this for you.
Well, I've had quite a bit of loss in my life in the last 4 years. I lost my sister, I lost my father, and then during COVID, I lost my best friend, Nick Cordero, who was a beloved Broadway actor. Yes. He was living in my guest house, and he got COVID at 41 and passed away. So during lockdown, I really set out to write something that would honor those of us who've gone through grief and the process of standing back up and how we struggle to do it. And then with my own sensibility, trying to do it with humor. I know the clip we showed is serious, and of course there's a lot of drama in the film, but also I tried to find ways to have there be a release, and so there's a lot of humor in the film as well.
I feel like you've always been really good at writing characters like that.
Thank you. I experienced life like that, you know, when the darkest thing can happen and then someone makes a joke and you're just so happy that they did because you can laugh.
Yes, a little relief.
Yes, so that's how I try and write, because that's what feels accurate to me.
For sure.
And when you have a movie like this that's clearly near and dear to your heart, and you have heavy hitters like Florence Pugh and Morgan Freeman, and you yourself, big-time director, it becomes that perfect storm where everything works so well together. Yeah, thank you. So when you get everything put together and you just yell action, you just kind of sit back and watch it just roll? Like, how much directing did you actually have to do?
He's like,
are you really a director?
No, you're right. You're right in the sense that, like, when you have Florence Pugh and Morgan Freeman, you pretty much want to just get out of the way.
Yeah.
But no, there's a lot of work to do. The best analogy I can think of is like being the conductor of an orchestra. Okay, so you have these amazing musicians, but you need to kind of steer the ship. Now I'm mixing metaphors, but you need to say, you know, Florence is the greatest violinist. You have to say, okay, that's incredible, but be a little quieter in this moment so we can hear the oboes. Do you know what I mean? That's what you're doing. You're looking at the whole piece, the whole thing in the macro. But yeah, when it comes to acting, you're not telling Florence Pugh or Morgan Freeman to act better.
And you know, you're overseeing it, and it's a good look at what life is like, and life isn't always easy, and it's gut-wrenching from time to time. I mean, what does it mean for you for people to take away from this? Like, what would you want them to take away?
I just hope that everyone who goes to the theater sees a little bit of themselves in it. Of course, I hope that you haven't had something as traumatic as what happens to these characters, but some people have. They have, yeah. My hope, and I wrote it in such a way that I hope people see their own personal story, something that happened to them that they were able to stand back up from. Maybe there's something they're battling right now that they hope to stand back up from. Yeah. But I just hope that they will see themselves, will see their family, will see their friends, and there's a bit of romance, there's a lot of laughs, and I think it's a good experience in the theater.
Absolutely. Awesome. It must feel so good to have this be like coming out into the world. And you're such a well-known actor as well, with amazing comedic timing.
Thank you.
Do you still have a huge passion for acting, or are you really enjoying and feeling a little bit more called to, you know, writing and directing and all the behind-the-scenes stuff?
I love doing both.
Yeah.
I love. I hope to continue acting.
Yeah.
But I just directed a new episode of this show, Shrinking, that's on Apple TV.
I love Shrinking.
It's fun, right?
Everybody loves Shrinking.
It's really good. I can say that because I only directed one episode, but it was a really good show.
But it is.
I
it's
love
very
Harrison
good.
Ford like this.
Yeah.
I love everybody. It's so good.
It's really good. I recommend everybody check it out.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I'm really enjoying directing. I feel most myself creatively when I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful. So for me, one of the moments where I really did start crying is when you're seeing a mother watching her child go through addiction and pain and trying to help her and pull her out. I have a very young child, and I hope I never have to face that. But I mean, it's a reality for so many people. It can be very triggering, no matter what end of that you're on. What are you hoping that people take away from a film like this that they can take into their own lives?
Well, I think most people in this day and age in this country have someone they know who's been confronted with addiction. And now, in particular, with this opioid epidemic that is just ravaging the country, along with the other things that people have always traditionally been addicted to. So I don't know. I just wanted people to see themselves in it and see and hopefully, see the struggles of it all, but also see that there is hope. There is hope, especially with friendship and with the love of family and people supporting you. That there is light at the end of the tunnel.
And I have to say, I feel like I'm very grateful that you shared some of the difficult things that you went through that led you to write this film. Do you think that helped you get to the other side of grief?
Oh, absolutely. And I have to tell you, we just did a screening in Seattle last night, and there's just something wonderful about when I'm finally sharing the film now with an audience, because you do it all in a bubble. But when I stand in the back of the theater and I hear the audience laugh, and I hear somebody sniffle, and I hear it pin drop silent, that's when it really feels so cathartic, because you don't feel as lonesome anymore. As you deal with these feelings, one can often feel so alone and isolated. But then you watch the community, when you watch it in a theater with people, you see all these strangers experiencing it too, and you know that you're not alone.
Absolutely. I feel like one way that makes us feel connected is through laughter. And you have Molly Shannon in this film, one of my favorite actresses of all time.
She's hilarious.
What was it like working with her?
Well, I love her. It's actually the very first, I directed an episode, like 7 episodes of Scrubs, and the very first one I directed, Molly Shannon happened to be the guest star.
No way. Wow.
And in that episode, not only was she hilarious because she's Molly Shannon, but she had a dramatic arc in the episode. And I was really blown away. I was like, whoa, I didn't know Molly Shannon was also an incredible dramatic actress. So when it came time to find Florence Pugh's mother in this film, I thought Molly Shannon is perfect because she's comedic relief. Oh my God, my hair is so bad, you guys.
It's gorgeous.
I just saw a monitor. I look like Sonic the Hedgehog. Seattle, I'm sorry.
Casual and cool. Casual and cool.
Seattle, I'm so sorry.
This is how we do it here.
You guys will fix this in post, right?
Yeah,
It's fine. Just use an AI and clean it up.
We'll add a couple
100%.
bows.
Yeah.
You're fine.
I forgot. Oh, I was just saying
Molly
that
Shannon.
Molly Shannon. So she brings amazing comedic relief,
Yes.
but also she's an incredible dramatic actress.
Absolutely. And I have to tell you, obviously, you're a great talent. I'm sure you already know that.
I don't know that. I don't know that. Thank you.
And the guy's great.
Thank you.
But I just wanted to take the opportunity to say that Scrubs is one of my comfort shows.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So great.
Thank
Fun.
you.
And a perfect example of also using comedy and drama.
Yeah, so Scrubs is kind of on the other side of things, where it was like a very funny comedy, and then it would break your heart with a little bit of drama. I think this, on the flip scale, this is a drama that hopefully is emotional and people will see themselves in it, and then we give you comedy to have a relief.
Save our lives a little bit, right?
Yeah. What's next for you?
Well, what's immediately next for me is I'm writing a new film and releasing this film because it comes out March 24th. So we have the big premiere in New York City this coming week on Monday. And then Shrinking got picked up, so I'm going to direct 3 episodes of that for season 2.
So good.
So
Very cool.
that's what's immediately next for me.
Well, we want to thank you so much for joining us
I really
today.
appreciate you for
It's been
having
a
me.
blast, and congratulations on
Thank
this
you.
beautiful
Yes,
film.
good luck with the movie.
Thank you.
All right. Well, A Good Person, incredible. Just incredible. You should see it, and that is in theaters next week.
Yay.
Thank
Still
you.
to come here on Studio 13 Live. It is time for Pop Quiz.
All right. Usually we have 2 viewers compete in trivia, but we are getting you 2 back.
Really? Is
Yes.
this the revenge tour?
This is petty, my friend, and we're gonna make good.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
Take you another mile. Don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait.
It is time for Pop Quiz, baby.
And we are joined by our trivia host, Brian McMillan. Hey, Brian.
Hi there, guys. I'm so excited today. Usually we do pop quiz with some viewers, but since Jody and Bender are here, I mean, come on.
That's
Who
right.
needs viewers?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
is this just revenge? Is this payback for Puget Sound Showdown?
It is slightly that. Yes. Okay. I would say.
Slightly that.
So here's the deal. Jody, you're going to be with Carly.
West Side, Best Side.
West Side, Best Side. And Bender, you're going to be with Mireya. And how this is going to work
What
is
do they call us? The Bocos?
the
Team
Burby
Boco.
baby.
Team Boco.
Bothell and Covington.
I am not calling myself
Got it. Okay.
Okay, we have team names. That's new. Here's how it's going to work. I'm going to ask each of you 4 questions. They're all multiple choice, and you have 15 seconds to answer. And if you need help, you can ask Carly or Mireya one time.
How many times? Oh, one
One
time.
time.
Okay.
One time. You get one lifeline.
All right.
So, are you guys ready?
Of course, we're always ready.
We're ready.
Always ready.
Let's play pop quiz. And Jody, you're up first.
Exciting. Let's go.
Here we go. First question. Oh, by the way, the category is anything and everything because I just want to put like just a bunch of different random questions in there. So here we go. Washington is known as the Evergreen State. What is the state's most common tree, which also happens to be the state tree? Is it A, Douglas fir, B, ponderosa pine, C, western hemlock, or D, western red cedar?
The answer is C, western hemlock.
You got that right.
Wow, look at you.
I like how
Wow,
confident
very
you were.
nice. All right, Bender, you're up.
Okay.
What is widely believed to be the cause of the Great Seattle Fire of 1889? Is it A, a cigarette, B, a cooking accident, C, arson, or D, the tipping over of a glue pot?
Get off that
Look at your phone.
Anything on your phone.
The answer is
That's
D.
against the rules.
That is actually against the rules.
D.
Is it? Are you sure?
Yes, it's D.
It's the pot.
The glue pot.
Yeah.
That's correct. Yes.
These two don't know how to follow a rule to save their lives.
It is.
We have done that.
If you've ever been to Mohi, you would know that because they have this very cool exhibit.
Yeah,
Yes.
it destroyed 29 city blocks,
Everything.
the entire central business district of
Yeah.
Seattle.
1-1. Look at us.
Look at us. Yeah.
Who knew?
You
Not
count
us.
that one, yeah.
Who knew Bender
It's already
cheated?
off the rails. Jody, with over 100 million record sales, what musical act is the best-selling female group of all time? Is it A, the Spice Girls, B, Destiny's Child, C, TLC, or D, the Pussycat Dolls?
I think I'm going to go with, I want to say Spice Girls, but is that just because I love the Spice Girls? All right, I'll go with Destiny's Child.
Destiny's Child? I'm sorry, that is wrong. It is the Spice Girls. You gotta go with your gut.
They had longer to sell those records.
Darn it!
All right, Bender, here we go. What was Willie Nelson's job before he became a famous country singer? A, a vacuum salesman, B, an encyclopedia salesman,
C.
C, A?
I think it's B.
B.
It's, no, I'm sorry, that's wrong. C.
No, well, you didn't even read C for me. You gave me A and B.
You answered right.
Keep arguing, but
Okay,
don't let him.
no.
Don't let him
chaos.
steamroll you. If you're trying to steamroll you, don't let it
What's the
happen.
score?
We're all tied up. We're all tied up.
Oh, we're all
Same.
tied up.
I got one. Yeah.
Jody, you're up.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, we're going to TV now. Okay.
We
Which show
we can use
season?
them.
Yeah. Well, we think we know
I don't know
everything,
these, so.
Yeah.
Which show's season was the most streamed of all time on Netflix? Was it A, Stranger Things, B, Wednesday, C, Bridgerton, or D, Squid Game?
D, Squid Game.
You're correct. That is. It is Squid
nice.
Game, which
Yes.
had over 1.65 billion hours viewed and counting.
Yes, because
So-
that's what we're all like.
Terrible.
All right, Bender.
Here we go. You ready?
Sure.
Okay, here
Which
we go.
show has won the most Emmys of all time? Is it A, Frasier, B, Saturday Night Live, C, Game of Thrones, or D, The Simpsons?
I think it's A. No.
Are you using your lifeline? Is that what's happening
He's
here?
actively disagreeing with his lifeline.
You can
I'm gonna-
disagree.
I'm going to say D.
D, The Simpsons?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's wrong.
No, it is not. No, it's not. It's wrong.
Hold it back. Hold it back.
SNL.
It's SNL. SNL has won 87, and Game of Thrones was second. They have like 62.
We were equally wrong,
So,
Bender.
Yeah.
just to keep it clear,
Yeah.
because I don't see a scoreboard anywhere. Is
You
there?
have two, Jody. He has
Oh,
one.
thanks,
2-1.
girl. Okay, just
And you
making
kind
sure.
of cheated to get
Your
that one.
last question.
Right.
Your last
Kind
question.
of. That's nice.
What are you, a
Jody,
cop?
Trivia cup.
which of these? Okay. Oh, by the way, you guys wanted to trick them with, or not trick them, but you wanted to give them
I did want to trick them.
Seattle questions when they first moved here. And so they wanted to give you a Texas question and a Colorado question.
That's
So I'm
right.
going to start with the Texas question for Jody. Which of these
Okay.
is not a roadside attraction in Texas? Is it A, the Cathedral of Junk, B, the National Museum of Funeral History, C, the biggest ball of twine, or D, Stonehenge 2?
All right, Carly.
My guess would be Stonehenge too.
I disagree. I feel like Stonehenge 2 is so dumb, it must be a thing in Texas. And I know I've heard of the biggest ball of twine, so it's either
I was hoping the catalog thing would be in there because I went to that.
I'm gonna go with A.
A?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's wrong. That's an actual thing.
Darn it.
Yeah.
It is the biggest ball of twine.
Wait, where is that?
That's in
somewhere else,
Darwin,
huh?
Minnesota.
That's right.
It is real.
Minnesota.
That's a trick question.
All right, last question, Bender. Here we go.
Man, the radio people are babies.
Colorado.
Trick
Colorado
question.
is home to the tallest what in the United States? Is it A, building? Is it B, sand dunes? C, mountain?
helped
Or
him, my man.
D, tree?
You didn't help me.
Mountain.
The mountain.
No, I'm sorry.
You set me up. Sand dune.
Pay attention to your
It's a sand dune.
That means
Jody wins.
I would like to thank Carly and I would like to thank Bender for trusting and believing in me.
Those are good ones, right?
Yeah.
If you want a chance to enter win fun prizes, head to fox13seattle.com. Click
fun
on Studio
prizes.
13 Live.
Not you two.
Oh, not me.
Not you two, but
You're like,
somebody
I
else.
will get this one right.
That's
All right,
upsetting.
coming up, Ryan Ralston, Culinary Creations, joining us in studio.
We'll get to learn how to make his Southwestern sliders with beef and black bean patties. We'll be right back. It is time for Emerald Eats, where we highlight amazing food in our area.
Yes, today we are joined by Ryan Ralston, the owner of Ryan Ralston Culinary Creations. Welcome to you.
Thank you.
Hi, we are like all cozy in here today because it smells so good in
We
here.
heard there were burgers and we all wanted to come.
Everybody crowded in.
Yeah, so you've already gotten started here, but tell us a little bit about the services that you provide. You do private events and pop-ups too.
Yeah, so I do private pop-ups, I do private dinners, also small group catering in the Puget Sound area, and yeah, I just have fun with it.
Awesome.
Cool. I'm ready to eat. What are we making?
Today we're making a Southwestern beef slider, and then I also have a veggie option that I made with a black bean burger.
Perfect. And we wanted to get it started here a little bit early because, you know, it takes a little while to cook meat. You know, you don't want to eat it totally raw. So, you know, these types of sliders, I saw you had a thing that you push down on top of it.
Yeah, so the
Can you show us what that thing is?
So the burger smasher
Yeah.
definitely
For
helps
burgers
it to cook a little bit faster, and then also helps to caramelize the outside of the meat.
Is that the official name for it?
The burger
smasher.
You could also
It is a
use
burger
this if you have to
smasher.
fight with Bender.
That's right.
If he had to fight with it. So Ryan, you feature local farm-to-table ingredients. Where do you source most of your items?
So most of my items come from the local farms down in Olympia and Lacey area, farmers market shopping, and then I also source my beef from P&W Beef out of Ellensburg, Washington.
Okay, I love that.
So love keeping it local in the Pacific Northwest.
Me too. Why wouldn't
Is
you?
this the full setup? If you're cooking at somebody's house, is this the full setup you bring?
I actually cook over live fire. I have a big Santa Maria Asadera grill that
We
I
just learned that there is a smoke detector right there because the open flame wouldn't work
That
for
would
TV.
not, no.
And what do you put in the vegetarian version? Do you make this patty yourself?
I did.
Ooh, what's in it?
I made it last night, and it is black bean. It has garlic in it, has onion in it, chili powder, cumin, and then egg and breadcrumb is the binder.
Awesome.
That's right up your alley, girl. Yeah.
So what's the secret for you to cook a really nice meat patty there? What are you doing there?
So there you go. So what we're doing here is I put this over to finish it off to melt the cheese on top. But really, one of the things that a lot of people kind of mess up when they're cooking in beef is all about temperature. So if you bring your beef patties, USDA recommends 165 degrees, but if you bring it up to 155 and then let it rest, it'll come up to that temp, but keep all the juices in the meat without it drying out.
Nice.
And you
Okay.
only want to flip once too, right?
You can flip more than once. I think that's kind of
People flipping and flipping and flipping.
But how many times can you use the burger smasher? Is the question.
There you go.
Probably just one.
That's awesome. All right. And
How'd you get started doing what you do?
So actually, I just retired from the Army after 23 years.
Oh, congratulations.
Last year, and this had always been a dream of mine to get into the culinary side of the house. It helped me deal with some of the stress issues I was having in the military, and I just continued the culinary experience outside after I retired.
That's incredible.
And it helped.
It absolutely
became
100%.
that thing.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So after you're done cooking the meat here, what are some of the accoutrements that you put on? Because that's also important.
Okay. Yeah.
That word.
Fancy word.
So in this case, because it's a Southwestern style burger slider, we did a hand smashed guacamole. We did a fresh pico de gallo. We've got shredded lettuce. We've got pepper jack cheese melted on the beef side of the house. And then I make up a cilantro lime crema that's absolutely
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Is that on here?
Those are all on there,
Now
yes.
we're talking.
Oh, my
There's nothing like a
goodness.
fresh guac.
Beautiful.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
I've never done the pan thing. Put it on
Yeah,
the
that
bun.
looks
That's all you
amazing.
want?
That's all I want.
Yeah.
So we're gonna put this on the tiny burger bun, the slider
Yeah,
bun.
so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start building this thing, and we'll
Stop
build
it
it
right
out
there.
really
That's
quick.
a perfect burger right there.
Can he just have a plain one?
Just a plain one.
Can we order a dry one
cheese.
for baby?
Yeah. So we'll just throw that on there.
That's amazing. Wow.
Does he not eat lettuce?
He does it. He's an anti-accoutrement kind of guy. But you know what?
We're
That's
not.
But
okay.
I'm good at trivia.
Are you though? Are you calling people into saying, fine,
That's right,
make it a
Carly.
point vendor?
I mean, I don't think I was there, but I thought West Side team won today. I'm just saying.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All of this looks so
on there.
fresh.
It is all made fresh.
Beautiful.
That on there,
Oh, it's really good.
Yeah, it does.
and then hit this up.
Oh, the crema.
I think there's going to be a fight for this delightful burger.
Oh my
We
god.
got
There's four of
extras.
us
We got
staring.
extras.
And just
beautiful.
like that.
All right,
And
we
then go
got
ahead
about a
and top
minute.
it.
We got to try these things.
Delicious.
And there you guys go.
I'm jumping in the veggie one too. This looks so good.
Go ahead.
I'll
you,
grab
you
this.
know
Are you
want
supposed
that
to
one.
take the stick out?
I would take the
Bite with
stick.
it. I never know.
Are you supposed to take the stick out?
Like when you
take your first bite.
Keep the stick in,
I'm not
but
saying eat it.
don't
but,
eat
like,
the stick.
You
Yeah.
might
Hold it
get a
together?
piercing you don't want.
I'll do the vegetarian one.
Oh my gosh, this is so delicious.
Yum.
Wow.
That fresh guacamole makes a big difference.
Yes, absolutely. And you want to make it the morning of,
Yes.
because if you let it sit out too long, it'll
gets
start
all
to brown
dark.
a little bit.
Do you put lime in your
That's
guac?
delicious.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's my favorite.
So
Cheers.
lime,
So good.
sea salt, black pepper. Yeah,
Beautiful.
Keep it simple.
Ryan,
good.
thank you so much for joining
Absolutely.
us today. Yes, you can actually find more on Ryan Ralston Culinary Creations up on our website, box13seattle.com/Studio 13
Huge
Live.
thanks to Jody and Bender for hanging with us all day.
Like that.
That was a
Anytime.
blast.
Thanks for coming down to our house too, you
Of
guys.
course.
We had a lot of fun.
It was
Yeah.
a twofer.
It was a
a
twofer.
twofer. Hey, go out there and make it a great day.
We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait today. It's happening all around, like sunshine through the clouds. I'm gonna make your day.